Are you afraid to take a day off from your business? Oh, I so remember the time that literally I was afraid to take off a few hours, let alone a full day, because everything that I did in my business was depending on my talent and the time that I was putting into the business. And I remember, clearly at that time, Miguel and I were experiencing some success, but at the same time, the more time we put into our business, the income was not actually increasing. It was stagnating. It was plateauing. We were stuck in this slump. And so we were wondering, why every time we take a 2-day vacation, literally from the burnout. And there was a time where we both ended up in a hospital and actually had to take some time off. Our income and the energy and momentum in our business would literally collapse around us. And so we started to ask better questions. How can we create a business that is not depending on our time, ability, and skill? And how can we create a business that is dependent on actually a system, right? And so we started to build out a system, first a training system, then a recruiting and prospecting system for our teams. And it certainly didn't come overnight, but within the next 18 months, we started to experience a completely different set of results. I remember one time we were actually stuck on a boat. We were actually sailing with our family and got off the boat about 7 days after we had no connection with the internet, weren't able to check in with any of our global teams, and discovered that we had just had the best week ever. And that was like an epiphany. It was a realization that finally we were able to implement some processes and systems that weren't dependent on us, that were running in parallel to whatever was happening night and day, 24/7, 7 days a week and 365 days per year. And so I would really advise you, if right now you're too scared to take a day off because everything that you do in your team depends on you, literally every person that gets sponsored into your organization, you're there to welcome them, you're there to train them, then I would ask yourself, where can you leverage yourself? What sort of tools do you need to have available for yourself and your team to be able to create the leverage and the systems so you're not panicking when you want to take off for a weekend, a week, or a full month? And so Miguel and I were able to then build out organizations that are really dependent on systems. And so we then really believe that it is possible in network marketing. Obviously, you have to build out leadership. You have to build out the systems. But as you create momentum, as you create large organizations, it is possible to slowly take a step back when you have your business dependent on a system. So there's a clue. If you don't already have a system, be sure to create one.